Welcome back to another episode of Not Censored. I'm joined with my sister today.
Hello.
This is the round of applause that's hopefully edited in. If not, I've been lazy. But yeah, no, so introduce yourself, my man. You're back for the Christmas holidays
I am.
at the moment.
Yeah.
Been too long since you've been back, but yeah.
It's been about 4 months, that's normal.
Yeah, it's a bit long, isn't it?
I feel like you always feel like it's long when I'm
Yeah, well, anyway, that's a completely other topic.
But you know, my name's Safritha.
What do you do currently to all the viewers?
Currently studying medicine in QMUL.
How's that going?
It's long.
You're in third year now, innit?
Yeah, I am. I just started third year this September, so...
Good? Bad? Yes? No?
Third year or medicine?
Both. Hopefully you like medicine.
No, I do. Third year is interesting, it's different, it's a big change, because we're a bit, like, all over the place with placements, and, like, learning on the job is kind of different to what I've been doing for, like, the past 2 years, because we've been, like, in classrooms doing lectures, so learning in placement and being in different rotations with different, like, schedules is quite different, but it's also a part of, like, the job, I guess. So.
How are the people and stuff? Are they different now, or like have they like even stepped up even more?
Like people in my class.
Yeah, like third year, like have they like because first year everybody takes a piss in other degrees, but
I feel like this year we're more like relaxed because the content isn't as like in your face. You kind of have to learn it yourself, and it's just like quite a lot of it is built on stuff we did in second year mostly.
Right. Okay.
But it's a lot less like disease wise, like as in like if you learn in categories of diseases, there's a lot less of the diseases to learn basically.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. So I think people are a bit more relaxed, at least from what I can tell. But I mean, like, I think the people I'm surrounded by, we tend to just have like a sort of rhythmic workflow, like work ethic. Like you kind of just do little bits every day. Otherwise, like I'd feel like anxious about it. And I think people I surround myself with are the same. I mean, some of them work better under pressure with deadlines and stuff, but I think a lot of us do work better under pressure as well, but it's just nice to do little chunks at a time, so I think that's how we've been dealing with it. But first year was quite competitive. I think everyone kind of wanted to prove themselves. It was a bit different to other degrees, I think. You kind of suffer from imposter syndrome a lot.
And you all like being mixed as well for the first time, like people from all over the place and stuff like that, so I was wondering how like being in the medical career has impacted meeting new people and like what your education overall has been like to get you to that point, because obviously it's a very hard degree to get into because it's so competitive and there's so many pathways to get into medicine. There's not just the conventional route after A levels. I
mean, yeah, I didn't really take the conventional route, I didn't.
No, yeah.
I did a whole undergrad before I started medicine, so I did like 4 years of my degree before that, which was a BSc.
Did it with the foundation year as well?
Yeah, I did, yeah. And then after my A-levels, so straight after A-levels, I went in to do my foundation year for my BSc and then carried on to finish the 3-year degree after that. Because, like, there was an option in my BSc where you could, like, transfer to med and stuff.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, you could transfer to medical school. So, like, one of my, like, the unis had, like, connections with multiple medical schools across, like, the north of England. They wanted, like, so they had, like, multiple tie-ups. So in foundation year and first year, if you got, like, enough grades and you did the entrance exams for the particular unis that they had tie-ups with and stuff, you could kind of, like, compete for a seat. It was, like, an internal transfer. It wasn't, like, an external application through UCAS.
Right.
It was, like, a direct application to the uni from the uni, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I never really did that because I had, like, a lot going on. And so I kind of just decided to, like, take it a bit easier and focus on, like, just doing my first degree.
You mentioned, like, you have a lot going on. So what motivates you to stay in this career, especially with the added pressures of, like, just life in general, as well as having somebody else's life in your hands? That's a good question.
I mean, I haven't actually got to the point where someone's life is in my
Well,
hands yet.
you're aspiring to get to that point, innit?
Yeah, I guess. Oh, like, that sentence is such a weighted sentence.
It's such a weird sentence to say as well.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
It was a good sentence, though.
No, it was. People say that about doctors a lot, and it is kind of true. I mean, it is true.
It is true, yeah.
But no, I think...
It's a lot of pressure, though.
It is, yeah, it is. And I think... What was the question other than the life in your hands part? I forgot.
Oh, right, yeah. No, it was basically what motivates you to stay in this career.
I think it's a job satisfaction. I think
Really?
you do get job satisfaction from it. I think if you didn't like what you did and you didn't think you're making someone's life better by doing what you're doing, you wouldn't want to be in this career.
In it peak that you have to have people with problems to make their life better, though.
I mean, but people are going to encounter problems as we grow up. That's kind of the point.
Yeah, that's true.
Body.
But, like, obviously you're, like...
You want people to have problems to help.
Yeah, and you want them to be good. Like, you want them to do better, but they have to have something wrong with them to, like, obviously get to that stage.
Yeah, but some of the things are not, like, self-inflicted. Like, genetics is, like, a big thing. Like, you could be born with something wrong with you.
Yeah.
And medical intervention has helped people, like, live longer. For example, like, cystic fibrosis and stuff, the life expectancy.
Yeah, that's true. HIV?
Yeah, life expectancy's gone up. I mean, that's not really genetic. It's
no,
still
but
transmitted,
like you can be.
But yeah, exactly. Like without medical intervention,
They would die back in the day.
Yeah, without medical, I mean, very quickly. Without medical intervention, I think these things would be a lot worse. So I think it's nice that I get to be a part of that big sort of like system that helps make things a little bit better. But I mean, what motivates me is probably my family. I'd say like the original thing that alongside the job satisfaction I previously mentioned. I think that's what keeps me going, like the passion to like want to actually finish my degree and want to like work as a doctor. But initially,
there's a lot of pressure there, wouldn't you say, in the career of medicine in general?
Yeah, I mean, I think it makes sense because you have to like, you're like responsible for someone else's health.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that's the fact. Like when you're a doctor, you're qualified.
But I'm talking about like in the university and everything like that. Would you like change any sort of thing during the degree, like how some stuff is taught, or like just the whole structure of it?
I mean, the structure. I mean, that doesn't really. I mean, it induces pressure because I think we're all A-type personalities and quite competitive in general.
What the hell is A-type personalities,
like,
bro?
you're kind of. I don't know how to explain an A-type.
What the hell is an A-type personality, bro?
It's like when you're really like. I think you're an A-type person.
What's an A? Explain it and then say I'm that. Like A-type.
It's like you're very ambitious and driven and you want to be the best at what you're doing kind of thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like,
what's a B-type then?
They're like a little bit more relaxed. I think I'm somewhere in the middle.
Oh.
I'd say you're definitely an A-type.
I don't think... Anyway, this is about a QMUL student, so let's get back onto the medicine bit.
No,
so,
my point is,
firstly, let's...
Okay.
A degree's still valid in this day and age.
That's
apart from let's
even related to medicine.
let's put the medicine bit aside for a sec. Let's just think about degrees as a whole topic.
Right.
Are they still valid?
Yeah, it depends what you want to do.
Other than the main ones like medicine.
But yeah, like you're asking medical students. So obviously, I'm going to be like.
No, but you have to put yourself in like somebody else's shoes instead of.
I mean,
medicine. Even if you're in medicine, if you could get to being a doctor without a degree, would you take it?
I like doing a degree. But I liked doing my undergrad as well. Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm not looking at you, I'm looking at the
camera.
Why
are you looking at the camera like that?
Anyway. No, I don't know, man. It's very weird to think about, because especially the fees for tuition alone, like 9.5 for tuition fees, especially for the creative subjects, you get like 3 hours of lecture time. How much lecture time do you get? Just
I mean, now I don't know.
But like, how much would you have got in like first and second year? At least like 8+, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So that's what I'm saying.
I do like 8 lectures in one day sometimes.
That's what I'm saying. So I think it's way more valued.
Yeah, but it's a taught subject. Like I needed to learn like pathology and physiology.
Yeah, bro, creative subjects are taught subjects as well.
Yeah, but as in like I needed to like creative subjects. You use your creativity to make something new. I'm not making anything new. I just need to learn how to fix what is already gone wrong.
Yeah,
I need to know X amount of diseases that we've already discovered in the world. Like I'm not making anything new. I'm just trying to like keep people from dying from stuff we already have.
Yeah, so that's a great way to sum it up. Right. But that leads me on to, we can have a bit of a debate then. Creative subjects, you said, I mean, we're making stuff new. So let's go back to like the A-levels. This is ages ago for you. But let's go back to the A-levels.
That's so rude. I'm not that old, guys.
Creativity comparisons. So basically, people are like always look down on the arts, and like they mock the arts. It's a well-known fact. It's a worldwide fact. I want to know why.
It's a bold statement.
Why it's done. Because all of you
mocking the arts. I feel like you're like generalizing.
No.
That,
yeah.
Like, STEM subjects mock the arts.
Okay, but let's put you. You're more to STEM than me. So let's just put you in the place of I'm just reading out of a textbook.
Me?
No, I'm saying in general, not you.
Okay.
I'm saying like people in general. STEM like subjects, like science, maths, all of that. You're learning stuff that's already been made. Creative subjects, you're making something new, trying to push boundaries and like do stuff. So which one is more valued, do you think?
I think they both have their own set of values.
But none of them deserve to be mocked, though, right?
No, I've never done.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I don't think we should look down upon any of.
No, because
I think each of
even
them,
the education system.
yeah,
favours-
it doesn't put a lot of like weight on like creative subjects. I think even in England, which is kind of flawed, right? But then again, if we take, we're quite lucky if you think about it, because if you think about Dad's like day and age when Dad went to school in like back home, like in India, in rural India, creative subjects were not a thing, like full stop. Like
Yeah, but creative stuff was still enjoyed, though.
Yeah, but we're not like, we've come a long way. Like I think we got quite lucky that we got exposed to that, and now we can even say like, oh, we're still not valuing it enough. Like you can even sit here and say that, but like to even get here for like people like Dad, that's a big deal. Do you know what I mean? Like the fact that they have A-levels for photography, graphics, media, which is what you did.
Yeah, that's true.
Is big. Like that's.
It is a big thing.
That's something that still doesn't happen in modern India. Like I don't think it's quite rare. I mean, it's not like
they probably
you might
do
find some places that do it, but I mean, 100% not in public schools. You can say, and like they don't have the opportunity to even explore whether or not they would be good at something other than maths, science, English, history, geography, like the typical subjects that you recognise.
This is where it comes in clutch, right?
Linking
it back to university. A lot of stuff is self-taught. So even people in like India and stuff, they can literally like find out stuff online and like just research everything themselves and then get to like a somewhat good stage if they ever wanted to get into a degree or something. But you don't need the degree to like get to that sort of stage of knowing all the skills and techniques.
I agree, but I think uni, if you're going to look at it like that, like you're blessed enough to be in a position where you can take the opportunity to go to uni. Not a lot of people have that, and I think uni is an overall experience. It's not just about what you're doing in the classroom, it's what you're doing outside the classroom as well. I think it's a good place to like network, meet different types of people. And it's like you by moving out of home and living in a different place, whether it's like as tiny as uni accommodation.
Do you need uni to do that though?
I mean, you can move out now and live by yourself wherever you go. Like I'm not saying you can't, but I'm saying living in uni accommodation is a separate ball game. Like at least for me, from my experience, and like sort of like getting along with different characters that you may not really get along with. On a daily basis.
Yeah, that's sick, isn't it? That sounds really enticing.
No, but I'm saying it teaches you a lot of life lessons. It teaches you like different values of life. Like, do you know what I mean? For me, like even like simple things like financing and budgeting and living by myself, that's a big thing. Like I know that sounds like really trivial to like real adults, like, but me still being in uni, it's a thing that I learned by going to uni and by having like a budget that I had to live on and stuff. Yeah, you could probably go out and do that by yourself. Like living by yourself comes with the same sort of like principles. But at uni, I think because you're all in the same boat, you're all having the same experience. Like if you're out in the adult world, like you're surrounded by other types of people. That's not the same energy as uni. Like you're in a space that's safe to like make mistakes, is my point. Like everyone is still learning, whether it's about life, whether it's their degree.
That's just life in general, bro.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Because everybody in life is still learning.
It's more of a socially accepted thing that people are learning in uni and you're allowed to mess up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but who cares about society?
No, but I'm saying like it just gives you that opportunity to be comfortable. At least for me anyway, it gave me the opportunity to be comfortable and like being like, okay, look, I don't know what I'm doing and I'm still figuring it out and I'm still like...
I guess it's more comfortability than...
Yeah, it's like a comfortable space to like be able to make mistakes because there's other people that will pick you up because you're still a student. You have that sort of like...
No, I get it. I get that.
You're still a student, you know? Like that protection.
Yeah.
Which is what scares me for when I graduate, can't I?
You would have done 2 degrees by that point.
I know. I like...
Is there still like a hierarchy in university or is it like
not
like populars?
I mean, not who, actually. I was about to say I was going like, not really where I go to uni. Not really. But I mean, there's always like, people will always have friends in groups. That's the thing. Like,
no, I don't mean that, but like, you know, the people that like think they're better than everyone. Yeah, that said it all, bro. Oh, there's just no comment.
I mean,
that says it all, to be fair, so we'll take it. So there is.
There probably is, but like it doesn't affect my life.
No,
like,
that's
I
good,
don't
yeah.
really, like, see it like that. I mean, they might, in their heads, be like, I am. But I don't.
That's what they always think, though.
Yeah, but I've never really, like... I've been nice to everyone, I think.
Yeah.
And I am. I'm generally the type of person that smiles and waves when I see you in a corridor, or makes polite conversation in social events. Or even when we have to work together in groups that I'm like that uni picks for you. You don't get to choose to be in groups. Like it's part of like learning how to work in a multidisciplinary team eventually when I become a doctor. You know, people are gonna have disagreements, but I think my character is strong and stubborn enough that I like hold my own, and that I'm still nice about it. I'm not rude about it. And in my life, as long as it doesn't affect...
Because
you live your life how you want, as long as you don't affect me. Like, you don't tell me what to do and I'm good.
yeah, but the age gap is mad, though.
For
like
some of
18
us.
to...
For some of us, but not all of us.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
There's
though.
a lot
like,
of
how is
postgrads.
mixing with like people that are still young adults, like
I
that
think...
have just entered adulthood.
I think looking at the first years this year, I really, really felt the age gap. But my year, I didn't feel it. But then again, you know me, I'm quite youthful exuberance vibes when I'm even though I'm old, I think. Do I not?
Anyway, next question.
No, tell me. Do you not think I like... Everyone always says this to me, that I
exuberance.
Like, I exude energy that's, like, younger than my age, which we shan't mention.
25.
He's lying.
Exude.
I look younger than I am as well.
Yeah,
and I also,
but there's not like you're not old.
Yeah, I know, but I feel like I could fit in with like the 21-year-olds, but not like in an immature way. 21-year-olds.
Down with the kids.
Okay, that's horrible. I didn't say that, but no, I mean like, I think the maturity level wasn't that bad in my year.
No, that's valid.
I'll
I mean,
be
that's
honest.
a good thing as
like,
well.
even my friends, like I wouldn't, you know me, I wouldn't really be like, there are, like, in my group of friends, there are some of them that are 20, 21 almost.
Jeez.
21. Almost.
That's mad.
Yeah, but then there's also postgrads in my group that are the same age or roughly the same age as me, as in my group of friends, not just in my year. There's a lot of postgrads in my year. So, like, for me, I think we balance each other out quite nicely. Like, I think we all have, like, a goofy, fun side.
But also,
which
like,
is,
serious
yeah, and,
side,
like,
yeah.
we all have, like, sort of the emotional intelligence and maturity to, like, be able to, like, be like, okay, look, now we're serious. Do you know what I mean? Now we're actually doing something that's real, legit. Do you know what I mean? But I also think it's nice that we still are able to, like, enjoy sort of, like, being goofy and, like, sort of keeping in touch with your inner child, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that's
like
something I'd never want to lose. Like, I don't want to, like, seem like I don't have a fun side or I'm, like, super aged. Like, I don't want my chronological age, like, my biological age to ever, like, show. Like, you know how, like, people look at Dad and they get baffled that he's, like, as old as he is? Like, I would love to, like, have that in life. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that. But now that you've finished 2 years, technically, what would you do differently? Because I feel like everybody learns, even if you've done a whole degree before that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, I walked in kind of clueless, can't lie. Because I took a gap year before my degree as well. No, I did. I struggled in first year.
Anyway,
struggled.
Yeah.
Why are you making that face?
No, you didn't struggle.
I
I think
did.
it was just mainly moving out and...
Yeah, exactly. Because for
That's
my
not
first degree, I lived at home.
education,
I
though.
should preface that I, like, didn't leave home for my first degree.
Yeah, that's blessed, to be honest. Like, I'd love to do that. Imagine just...
It was nice. It was a different experience, but I also enjoy living. No offense to you, I love coming home to you. Please don't.
But you
take
enjoy
this
living...
personally.
how dare you?
But I do enjoy the, like, sort of, like... Now, in first year, I hated it. I wanted to come home the whole time.
Yeah,
I think you get
that's
used
what I'm
to
saying. That's what. But so, what would you do differently then?
I mean, I think I kind of had to... I'm the type of person that kind of has to, like... Have you ever heard that saying where you're like, oh, you kind of have to get burnt by the fire to realise that the fire burns?
Nah, bro. But
Mum used to say it.
This quote suits you perfectly. No wonder she said it to you.
My family used to say I'm the type of person that needs to get burnt by the fire to learn that the fire burns. It's kind of roughly translated from our language. So when you ask me what I would have done differently, it's kind of difficult for me to answer because, like, I don't think I think I could only learn from the way I did it. Do you know what I mean?
Like, what did you do to burn yourself, mate? Like, I'm so confused.
No, I'm saying, like, oh, like, if it didn't go my way, like, the mistakes that I made.
What were the mistakes you made?
They weren't really mistakes. It was just more like, oh, it was tough moving out of home and, like, figuring out that was, like, a big part of my
so what
first
would you
year.
have done differently then to...
I mean, I don't think anything could have prepared me for that. You kind of just have to, like... You kind of
jump
thrown
in.
you're kind of thrown in the deep end. You kind of have to figure it out, which is what I
Okay,
eventually
but when you
did.
were there, and like finding it tough, what did you do then?
I'd call you and cry. That's actually facts. You can't even deny it. I mean, I relied a lot on you and Dad, and I would come home.
Which was peak because I was in year 12 as well.
And I would come home. I came home for the weekends a lot in first year. I don't know if you remember.
You came home once in October. I remember.
Yeah,
that.
and then I came home once in March.
What's your like advice for exam season and stuff? Like, what would you do that gets you like on top of everything?
As in like work-wise
deadlines,
or like
everything. Imagine there was a first year joining.
yeah.
What are you telling them?
Try and stay on top of it from the beginning. Like do little
Like deadlines and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like try and get them out of the way as quickly as possible, and then you can like reread and re-edit things if it's like an essay or something.
How do you take notes? Because what do you do in the lecture hall and that?
I take notes. I do.
Because I've just seen people on iPads just like playing games.
Yeah. Some people like have the iPad like sort of editing thing, like you know when you have an Apple Pen, you can just edit onto the document. Does
everybody have MacBooks?
A lot of people do. I think.
Nice.
All my friends do. I'm the only one with the Windows, which I'm pretty proud of. I dislike MacBooks.
You like wanted to get one?
No, I didn't. That's not true. I didn't.
So does nobody have a paper and pen anymore?
No, not really.
Really?
Yeah.
No one?
Some people still take like paper notes after they like go to lectures and stuff. Like you kind of consolidate on paper. I did that last year. Like I made 1-page notes on everything after, like on each lecture. But this year is.
How do you actually revise then? Like, do you just reread notes and like?
I mean, you have to kind of like go back and understand everything. Like, I think if I understand something, it sticks in my head better.
How do you make yourself understand it?
I do a lot of group study. Like, I got quite lucky that like all my friends and I revised together.
So what do you guys do? Do you guys just like shout stuff at each other?
The whiteboards, like explain stuff to each other.
Yeah.
Like if we don't understand like something, we explain some things to each other. Go over the topics together from start to finish. So like, oh, okay, this is what I understood from the lecture. Like this is what we need to know, and like this is kind of making it easier. Like finding mnemonics to remember things by. Like silly things that will help us remember them in the exams. Like make it a bit personal, like about each other and stuff, then you're more likely to remember. Like usually like even my professor, my anatomy professor, he says this, it's like the sillier it is, the easier you're going to remember it kind of thing.
It just sticks in your head better.
Yeah.
So
because we did that a lot for anatomy.
Would you say like being in medicine, like it just becomes your sort of life?
I like to think we have a life outside of medicine.
But I've heard people say opposite stuff as well. I've heard people say like medicine literally becomes your life, and like essentially you can't like leave it.
I think you
can't leave like work at work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do get what you mean. But I think a large part of our personalities are being medical students. It's part of my identity. Being medical. Like I don't come home and talk to you about just medicine, do I? Like I think I have a life outside of it. What's that? Like, do I?
No, I was listening to you.
Do I? No,
more.
I'm asking you if I do. Like, do I? I don't think.
A large part of it. I mean, you're obviously going to speak about your degree, innit? It'd be a bit.
I do talk about the degree, but I don't talk about actual work. Do I ever like come and tell you like X, Y, Z happened today?
You used to be fair. I like bare juju stuff, like chemical numbers type things.
What in my undergrad?
No, in medicine, I used to tell me about enzyme, like some stuff like to do with the body, and I'd be like, right, I have no clue what you're on about, but cool. No,
yeah,
so I
don't think I do it as much. I think I have like a healthier.
I think you kind of just got fed up that people didn't understand what you were on about, so you couldn't explain it.
Yeah, I think it helps so that you're not in the same profession, like Dad or you or like my family in general. I'm like one of the first doctors in our family.
Yeah.
So I think it's like nicer in that sense, because then I don't come home and like feel like I.
But wouldn't that also be nice to like, I guess, tell people about something and then they can actually relate and be like, oh yeah, this, that.
Yeah, but I think it's also that like runs the risk of you just talking only about that.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
I feel like now I
true.
have like different facets to my personality. I think even in my friends group, we try and make a point of like talking about other things.
Really?
Yeah, like as in like, I mean, we don't do it as like a conscious effort, but like, oh, it's like, oh guys, we've actually spoken way too much about work today. Like, can we like, this proves, like, we'll make jokes, like if we go out for dinner, for example.
Yeah.
We're just sat at the dining table talking about medicine. Like, someone will eventually end up being like, guys, like, come on now, like.
Surely it's always on your mind though.
No, I don't think so. Not always. I think that would just be a bit I mean, I don't know how it is for doctors. Maybe it is like
It
that for
definitely,
them.
I think it definitely is for doctors.
But for me, like in uni right now, it's not like that. Like I feel like, yeah, okay, I do have like probably a baseline anxiety of like I need to do work, I need to finish this, I need to do that. Like as a medical student, I've got so much to learn.
Yeah.
But whether I'm like, I don't, because I don't, like obviously until you're a doctor, you don't have like patient cases, you can't really bring them home. Like I've heard like on placement and stuff, doctors have had dreams of patients and like what they missed, like because they're like that much in their head about it.
It's
They're
that
like,
ingrained, isn't it?
yeah, like, but it's because you care so much. Like if you have a patient, I think I'd be different. Like if I had patient cases, it would be harder to leave it at work. Like in the sense it's like, oh, it's a real
You'd still be
person.
thinking about it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it's like a real person. Like, oh, did I do this right? Did I do this right? Could I have done that? Should I do this tomorrow when I see them again?
It's essentially overthinking, isn't it, for
Yeah.
a solution?
Yeah, but I mean, like, we're problem solvers. That's kind of the like, the patient with the presenting case is the problem and you're trying to fix them. That's the solution. And you kind of need to come up with a solution.
I get that. I get that.
You sit there sort of like, it's like sort of like unpiecing a mystery. Like, oh, you're like, oh, can I do this? Would that help? Would that hurt? Would that help? Would that hurt? Like, you always have to think about benefits and risks of every single thing that you do to a patient. Because even if you think, oh, like, I can treat them, there's also these like associated risks with treatment, and they might have other conditions that like make the treatment worse, not better. So it's a bit
Sounds so long, bro. What, like, how do you live with yourself if you've done the wrong thing? Obviously, you're not at that stage yet, but that's such a big,
I mean, yeah,
big thing. Like, that would be always running in the back of my head. I'd be like, what the hell?
You can't what if it. That's why
You just have to know that you've done your thing.
Yeah, that's why you work in a team and you work not just by yourself. You consult other people. They're specialists in their own profession that like have more experience and knowledge about these things. So you don't make decisions in isolation in medicine, like, because that means the weight of the decision's all on you. Like, it's not just a you thing.
Is there any
That's
repercussions?
Why you have MDT meeting.
But is there any repercussions if you, let's say you go in as a group and you take like a fatal decision, and
yeah, people do. We talk. You do have like case breakdowns where you talk about these things and see what happened with the patient and what could have what you could have done differently and things like that. At least I don't remember what they're called.